issues, and there was half-hearted, like half chances they probably should have scored and done a lot better from. But we'll get into all of that in just a sec. Oh, you don't never told me AC versus Inter today. And it's Girona against Roma. You don't never told me AC against Inter. There's some good games. Wrexham, Chelsea, scrubby. Chelsea, Delap is gonna score. They're gonna rub them out. But because of Chelsea's American owners and Wrexham doing the Hollywood thing, they're gonna be moving mad. That's like a fight that's gonna be oversold if it makes sense. I won't cap. My man of the match is probably Norgard. I'll be so honest. I think Norgard's man of the match. I think Norgard's had a good game. Obviously, he's never going to get headlines, but I think he defended well. So I think him dropping his shoulder and him in the final third, he was doing shit that I wouldn't say I expect from Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus, but for want of better phrases, I expect that from them. So Norgard probably be my man of the match. Max Dowman, I liked what you did. The best thing I liked, the best and the worst thing I could say about Max Dowman before we carry on with Max Dowman, I like when Marley Salmon made that mistake. Immediately, you done the chin up thing. We've seen several players for this football club make mistakes. There's not a single man in this world or woman that can say they ain't made a mistake. And professional footballers, I've seen Raya, Rice, Gabriel Jesus, Gabriel Martinelli, Gabriel Magalhaes, Saliba, Timber. The list goes on. Mistakes happen. The only mistakes that don't happen are ones that you haven't tried. So it's a good experience, and I'm happy for Marley Salmon with that because we've won. It's great. Immediately, you've got something to think about. Yo, if I want to be the defender I want to be, these are the things I have to do. Under 21s does not provide you with that. So you lot stop gassing up, man, and doing kick-ups when we're winning games and whatnot. And this is what it's about. Before it gets beautiful for defenders, it has to be ugly. Marley, you gave a good account of yourself today. All that's going to be focused on is that mistake. And our brains are wired to do that. You're going to think about that mistake because obviously it was critical. You're not going to think about all the good things you've done. But big up Max Dowman. That's the best thing I think, away from what I'm going to say about you. The worst I could say is I think you should have scored. Apart from that, love your courage, love your dribbling, love your willingness to do the defensive work, love how you float about the pitch, love how you don't lack courage and you're taking people on, love the pockets that you're receiving in. I think you and Noni Madueke are very unfortunate that Gabriel Jesus didn't put the ball in the back of the net after some fantastic play from you lot. In terms of the attacking players, you two are probably the best on the pitch, apart from Eze's cameo where he's bagged. And obviously, them two, Norgard, you lot, Kepa as well, couldn't ask anything more with you. The goal we conceded, Marley's played a shit back pass, and that's why the pass has to be better. I think Mascara could have done a lot better there, and I think Mascara's a work in progress himself, but he's gonna. I think he could have been more of a big brother in certain moments in this game, innit? Kepa, keeper's the last line of defense, so I'm very rarely gonna. I think there's 2 points of action, or there's one key point with Marley before I look at Kepa, but maybe Kepa could have done better. We had some half chances we didn't take advantage of. The less said about Gabriel Jesus in totality and Martinelli, the better. Don't listen, respectfully, I'm not scapegoating anyone. Trossard was shit today as well. The one thing with Trossard and Calafiori, we hope that their injuries are nothing serious. Unfortunately, I think you have to expect the worst and pray for the best. Now our attention goes to Leverkusen. Yes, we made 8 or 9 changes. Yes, it was never going to be, as much. I do think Premier League fans and football fans can be a bit ignorant. Respectfully, little old Mansfield, Arsenal Football Club, you think they were just going to move to them and roll them over and whatnot. That wasn't there. They had courage, they had desire. Every one of their players stood up to be counted. They had a number of half chances that I'm sure watching the game again, they wish they could have done better. It probably would have been fair. If life was fair, we'd all have a lot less, but it probably would have been fair if the game ended at halftime with 0-0. Obviously, Noni, great little work from everyone involved. I think even Nelly, to be fair with him, great finish from him. Second half, we didn't start bad, but we didn't start well. The goal put a fire rocket up Mansfield's arse after the mistake from Marley Salmon. And the game was open in general, but it became a bit more open in the second half. Naturally, people are getting tired and you're getting a bit nervy. Lovely to see we got the goal with Eze when we actually got it, because you are starting to think about extra time and replays and penalties and all the possible eventualities. Obviously, the lineup was going to affect how we build it up from the back. First half looked extremely experimental. I called it before we kicked the ball. I said, surely Norgard starts as a centre-half, but when we're in possession, he's going to step into midfield. He did that. When we kind of stopped doing that, or when they kind of clocked that, we didn't really have anything else to do. So you've seen a lot of players drop deep. Kai and Jesus are swapping who's going up front. Trossard and Dowman are kind of about the place. What's his name? Noni's doing the same. Football's decided in both ends, isn't it? We conceded less, we scored more. Obviously, people are going to crash out. Oh, why did this player come on? Why did that player come on? This, that, and the third. And it's not that that's not wrong, but like you kind of have to isolate it. We all knew this was just another tick box exercise. We've gone through, which is the main thing. We all know there's several things to improve. Big up Norgard as well, because if you got a yellow, you would have been ineligible for whoever we're going to, ineligible, apologies, for whoever we're going to play. Me personally, I just got this sneaky feeling that we get Newcastle, City or Liverpool. So it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, you know, it's nice to see that Zubimendi, away from the game, Zubimendi, Declan Rice, Gabriel, Magalhaes, Saliba, we did hear he has an ankle knot, but him, technically, Yoker, a number of players, their legs were saved for Leverkusen. And to be fair, obviously, Calafiori's got injured. I think he was all right. I think Hincapié, by his recent standards, was shit today, if I'm honest with you. I think a couple of subs were. But it's nice to see people got days off. On a positive note, away from what we saw in the game, Calafiori, Kai Havertz, you needed minutes. Obviously, it's nice to see Max Dowman and Marley Salmon, who, based on the first half, equipped themselves well. Lovely to see Dixon making his debut and getting some minutes as well. So we did what we needed to do in it. It was never going to be pretty. You know, you take a couple of key players out of any side, you're going to affect their fluidity. Obviously, if you look at the stature of the teams on paper, the lineups, and you're not really thinking about the mechanisms of football in real time and in real play, you would be disappointed. I would say there's an element of more frustration with my attackers, made the game closer than it needed to be, but ultimately we did what needed to be done, man. Like, we did what needed to be done. We thank the Lord that Mansfield didn't take their half chances. We have to improve and be better in the final third. I do think the first half, from both teams, I think both teams were kind of giving the ball away cheaply on the turnover. It was a bit like a secondary school match at times, if I'm honest. Like a lot of stray passes, a lot of overrunning. I know there's probably an element of fatigue, but in the second half, I'm getting a bit peed off because we're losing the ball and not enough man are busting their asses to get back. So it is what it is, man. But yeah, I think Mansfield were brave. Yeah, man, I think Mansfield were brave. I think they did what they needed to do. I think they were positive. You know, it is what it is. Like, did what we need to do. We're through to the effing next round and we can all breathe, man. And, you know, the best thing is I saw, you know, some of you players were always going to be out there, innit? But fuck, you know, man, we played shy. Couple man need to be moved on in the summer. Obviously, as I said, I'm isolating to this match. I don't think it's a crash out thing. I know it's going to be echo chambers and why did this guy come on and that guy. Saka could have had another. Noni could have done better. Every attacker could have done better in the final third, if I'm brutally honest, man. Even Mansfield would reject Gabriel Jesus, get this guy out of my club. No, bro, everybody in this squad, you know what we're trying to achieve. You're going to be utilized. You was frustrated today. Jesus, I think your thing is the cameo thing. You needed to start today. Like, you needed to start today. You was always going to start today. But yeah, man. DG, I predicted 2-1 Arsenal last night. Knew this would happen and be ugly with all the rotation, bad pitch and early start. Bagged the win. We're through. Respect to Mansfield. Injuries suck, but we move. Out of all these shite performances, I hated Gabriel Jesus most. Glad Zubimendi got a rest today. Fine margins football against Mansfield. This is what we are. I hear it. If we had Prime Van Persie and Henry, we would get more goals, but they would struggle to break 30 under this manager. Pitch was rubbish. Again, I'm not going to lie. I don't think the pitch was that rubbish. I know, man, are used to playing at carpets where every blade of grass is whatever. I hear that these men are professional footballers, but these that all come from humble beginnings, either in England or wherever their homeland is. At one point, this would have been a dream to play on. Like, this would have been a dream to play on. And unfortunately, you know what time it is, bro. Especially the players that have played in England. Gabriel Jesus, Martinelli. I'm not really involving him, but Noni Madueke, Norgard. You know what time it is. Even a couple of the young G's as well, because you're not playing EFL Cup trophy and that. You're playing shit pitches. And at the end of the day, bro, I don't really care about the pitch. I'll be real with you. I don't think it's an excuse, bro. Like, the pitch is the pitch, innit? Marley, don't watch nothing. So yeah, man, Norgard be my man of the match. Players that needed minutes got minutes. Players that needed rest got rest. We're through to the next round. Obviously, there's, you know, naturally, Saliba is not here because you're hearing about ankle injury. Big up Magalhaes for being rest, but Saliba's got injury knocks going into this game. Ben White still don't know where he is. You know, Kai came out fine, but yeah, Calafiori and Trossard, you don't know what's going on there. So I'm happy we can carry on and relax. And you know what the beautiful thing is? This was an early kickoff, so we can get this out of the system immediately. We should have got some anyways. I'm afraid of playing Bulldog. It's definitely not crash out, quad alive, we're blessed. Yeah, but you know, clicks have to click and whatnot. So it's going to be the whole boring Arsenal echo chamber. Why did this guy come off? Oh, man, I said no to Tonali smoking budge, bro. We need to back up our ideas. Like, we played shocking. We won that by the skin of our teeth. True. Hincapié came on as an urgent sub and looked the most calm and efficient defender. Big him up for that slide tackle at the end, but I think his passing, it was a bit small. It was a bit mad that in the game, if I'm honest. Kai Havertz, Jesus, Trossard, Nelly dropped stinkers though. Good to get some game minutes for Kai today. Someone made a mistake, but I kind of blame Mascara for the goal. Dixon has balls, by the way. Big up Dixon. He came on, had a couple rusty touches, did his thing after that. DJ, I wish our team have the courage in games like Mansfield. I won't say my team lack courage. I don't think that's the case. Hincapié is doing a job for us, bro. We're through in it. Honestly, broski, my blood pressure, this team, please leave with something this season. For me, it wasn't even a blood pressure thing. Like, I thought, oh my God, like, FA Cup upset, magically FA Cup, all that is more frustration with the basics. What a finish that was from Noni. It was more frustration with the basics. Like, the most frustrated I was the second half. First half, I think, was calm. First kind of part of the second half, like, even when they scored, I'd say last 20, 25, you probably heard me start to get a bit pissed off because we're not doing the basics. Like, we're literally not doing the basics. Mansfield are still 11. Why are people acting like we're playing kids or something? They're grown men. They were throwing sand on the pitch to dry for the FA Cup. What do we expect? Like, I hear you. I'm not saying you, but what do you expect? Dixon not ready. You're not going to be. DG, I do not, big up DG, I do not care about nothing as long as we continue getting 3 points in the bag. Hit the likes and subscribe. DG going to the League Cup final, still trying to secure tickets. Jay Collins, one love. How do Chelsea and Spurs fans feel knowing Mansfield gave us a tougher game than them? Trust. How was Havertz in the front two? Jesus and Havertz are so non-compatible on paper to play together. Nothing really to scream and shout with Kai. Like, you could go under the radar. You didn't really do nothing, innit? Like, you didn't do nothing well, per se. You didn't do nothing wrong. Like, I ain't really got no energy for Kai. You got your minutes, done what you needed to do. Nelly and Jesus let me down today. Trossard as well, but we won. That's what matters the most. Looks like Saka really has lost a yard of pace too. Sad to see. 2 years ago, he easily buries that without worrying about the defender. Thankfully, doesn't rely on pace to ball out. These lot said Kai and Jesus should start over Gyökeres. We're going to need all of them. I'm starting. Gyökeres is my starting striker, but there is games and moments for Kai. Like Brighton, I was screaming, bring Kai on. All of these players are tools in a toolbox. There's probably 5-6 players you could say, like mainly the spine of our team. Obviously, they're not going to play every minute of every game in all 4 comps, but there's probably the spine of our team are probably what we would say are quote unquote like non-interchangeables or positive interchangeables, like Rice. Right, everybody fit Rice, the 2 centre halves in Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes, obviously Juri and Timber. And I don't know if I've said David Raya. Not you could say Bakayo if you were to say historically. Other than that, everyone else is a tool for the job, really. Now, I know it's difficult expecting fireworks from players that haven't had consistency and minutes in the legs, and there's a weird test of players need to shake off a couple ring rust. They're probably going to get cramp and that towards the end of the game. Players obviously are playing too much minutes. The main thing was just getting through, man. Just cut through, man. Improvements required. Mansfield bigged them up. Their keeper didn't have nothing to do. Dowman was average. Their keeper didn't have nothing to do. Their keeper, like, again, if we're looking at the full picture or being ignorantly, we should be waxing lyrical about the... Let me turn this off because there's too much cherry. I don't think there's a man of the match for Mansfield. I think there's men of the match, bro. Every one of them players stood up too. We should be saying the Mansfield keeper, what a game, like against Wigan and that. But I think their centre halves were good. Even the guy that went jail in that, the right winger or whatever, he was tracking back well. Every man to a man. Their manager, Clough, has to have confidence. None of them lacked courage. I think the ref and the linesman were smoking budge today, but it's cool. Personally, we're moving it. I'll give Norgard man of the match. Like, he's not going to grab any like headlines and that. The fact we had to bring on Saka, Eze, and Timber to win the game is crazy. But at the same time, you're not wrong here. But at the same time, they would have had to have come on. Unless which was never going to happen. We would have all loved the ignorant thing to happen. We hit them for 3, 4, 5. It's a nice day out. Young G's make debuts. It was never going to happen. You was going to have to utilize them. Maybe they played more minutes than we would have liked, but yeah. I hear it, DG. Cause the fact I ain't heard his name mentioned in a game full of mistakes, and BS shows he kept it pushing. Yeah, Kai was cool, man. Norgard did his thing, man. Like, Norgard, my man of the match. Like, he's not, Norgard's never going to be the player who slaps it in from 50 yards and whatnot. But I think defensively and the ugly part and shouting for the ball and just being competent and being with it today, he was there. I can't even remember, man. I'm sure he got an assist for someone. Just him dropping his shoulder and receiving the ball in certain positions. That's what man want from the Nellies and the Jesuses and whatnot. And Noni can't listen. Noni was cool today. Like, I can't really draw out Noni Madueke. Couple frustrating moments from him naturally, but anyone that's doing the whole Noni way shit, you're onto him too much. DG, for real, why can't we string passes together this season? You have to speak to the gaffer because we can do better in the middle and final third, but today, bro, there's been bare changes in it, and you're playing a team that's got ants in their pants. So I do kind of isolate this performance and give a bit of tact. Would you say they're better than Spurs? They didn't lose 4-1, 100%. Win as usual. We need a left winger, but we've been knowing that. DJ's harassing his Davis. Dowman robbed off man of the match. It's cool, man. There'll be many of them. Credit to Mansfield, turned up to play football, unlike most sides against us. True. Martinelli, well played, Mansfield. Martinelli had a stinker. Whoa. Well, leave the cat alone, DJ. Hey, I was chatting to the animal, bro. What's wrong with that? Dixon, all right. He came on and gave the manager whatever. But okay, we move. Man said, DG, say it with me. Trossard, Martinelli, Jesus, no shame saying a bad player's a bad player. You're by yourself, boy. I'm with the man to the end. That 11 was the kind you put out if you want to go out of a competition, to be fair. You watch the others, DG. You watching the others. Probably Newcastle City, if I'm honest. I don't really care about Wrexham, Chelsea. I'll be real, man. Hopefully Wrexham go through naturally, but yeah, I don't really care, man. I want our midfield / attack rebuild. I can't lie, tired of these bros. Dixon is my family. DG, these are the Brazilian supporters. Support everybody at my football club. Do you think Spurs will get relegated? Honestly, no, but I've been saying that they need to win. It's kind of last chance saloon. This attack lacks brains. It's so bad, it's hard to articulate how inept we are in the final third. On the best of days, that's that, but I don't like non-thinking footballers. Like, they're not thinking men. Like, and we kind of know that to a degree with them. And we weren't expecting fireworks and all of that. But yeah, today, Martinelli, and to be honest, Martinelli, you're probably going to start against Leverkusen, dependent on obviously what happens or what the diagnosis is with Trossard. I hope the Trossard thing, just because regardless of what I think about these players, we need everyone. I hope it's you felt a little strain. We got scared. We said, yeah, forget that. Immediately, you're coming off. I don't know, man. Once we win something, there's going to be bare changes. But even that, I'm not even listen. There's many players I wouldn't cry if they left and whatnot. But even the whole rhetoric of we win a Prem, or if not more, 6-7 players leave, 6-7 come in. We've got to be wary of that. And then also pre-season next season for all clubs is going to be disrupted because of the World Cup. I wonder what it all looks like. And again, it's a if, because we ain't done nothing. If you get these trophies over the line, you're at the mountaintop. You've climbed Kilimanjaro to see what the world looks like from that view. It don't get better than that. The only way is down, innit? You can bet money we'll go for Pedro now. As I said, I don't buy Chelsea players, you know. I don't buy them no more. Because when I bought Noni, we signed him. When I bought Sterling, we signed him. When I bought Kai, we signed him. Even United, it's different. But Boyd Welbeck, who was decent for us and can still get games here, Boyd him. So I'm being humble against Chelsea players. Cole Palmer's not good. Reece James not good. Them man are shit. Trying to put it into the universe. Caicedo's meaty. Magically FA Cup. John, that's a you lot's thing. And we should have brought, he should have been on the bench today, but he probably wouldn't have because I'm sure he played yesterday for the 21s. Ivan Mooney or whatever his name is, bro. Like, he could have got minutes today. The Scottish lad we signed in Jan. 100% we could have got better players. But this is what I'm saying. I'm on to Arteta. Me, as an ignorant football fan, I think we could have spent 50 million better than on Noni. But you're the one with 50 mil a year, got us to the title shout. If you know ball more than me, you've come through La Masia, you got your A for B license. So if you're telling me you can do something with Noni beyond what we're seeing, do that, innit? Because I do think our attacking ethos, the collective options, a lot of it is built on the sand. And I think the overview is the gaffer. But I also feel some of these players are taking a piss. But also some of these players, I kind of accept them for what they are. And I think that's how I am with Trossard. That's how I am with Jesus. That's how I kind of am with Noni. That's how I am with Kai. Obviously, you can get tunes out of them and whatnot. I don't think they're bad players. The problem is, you look at them individually, not bad players. When you add them together, great teams we need goals. And also, for us to go from being a good team to a great team, I think collectively, these attacking to buck up their ideas. it's easier said than done, but man need to learn to take the half chances. Creating the chances is a problem as well. Even though we're up, we need to create more chances. We need to take our half chances. And then even saying that, it's one big mind games, because this is why I look at it kind of positively. And I know we can make some of it has to be in recruitment and whatnot, but we're still up there for goals in general. You see what we do in Europe. Like Mansfield was a decent game, frustrating, but there was opportunities when people want to play. We're up. We got the highest line in the Premier League. We're up there for touches in the up box. We're up there for set pieces. We're up there for open play goals, despite us not feeling the way we feel. So if this is what we're doing, and by our metrics, that's meaty. If this could all click, and I'm mainly thinking next season, because if it was meant to click now, it would have been there now. We're just at the point now, just get the points in it by hook or by crook, even if it's ugly. There's nothing we've learned this season, good, bad, and terrible, about our team that we didn't know last year. There's been no surprises in attack. Big up Max Dowman for getting some minutes. Where have you been surprised with? I know he's kind of falling off the wayside, and you know what, Trossard of recent, you've kind of been poor with the chances you're taking in the up box. Trossard's kind of purple patch and Martinelli's super subby kind of purple patch are the only shocks. We ain't learned nothing. We move, man. Where's the Jesus that had a decent performance against Inter? Just park him off for them Champions League nights, man. But what does that tell you? Consistency. This is what I mean about accepting man for what they are. I'm not going to sit here and be silly now. Like, what? Martinelli, you're a grown man now. If you're not going to be able to think, you're never going to be able to. Jesus, certain things that we've seen at Arsenal, let alone City, if it's not changed now, it's never going to change, bro. So certain men just have to be accepted for what they are, utilize them where you can, and just keep it pushing in that regards, man. If I'm brutally honest. All right, Kenny, one love for becoming a member. And also, Jason, I don't know why your comment can't come up here, but appreciate the super chat. Max looked decent for a player of injury. Where? How are we not at 300? Like, what's the like count, man? 100 was the target. 269. You lot are amazing for that anyways. If you haven't hit the like button, please make sure you are. Eze's been run. I'm not reading that. Big up Eze, but Eze Ronaldinho? Can you man chill? City barely beat Salford last round. That's good for them, but I'm not hearing that from. How much you think Dowman is worth in today's market? 50 million right now, all things considered, ever rising every day. Wharton would replace Odegaard if we sell him. I see why you'd say that. I just think with Wharton, the whole pressing and the ugly stuff about football probably goes against you, man. Big up yourself, Dave. Max finishing is terrible too. Is it terrible, or did he just miss a chance? And even if it is terrible, be that you're 16, 17. You're not Wayne Rooney. You're not Cesc Fabregas. You're not Lionel Messi. Should be. And how many chances did he have? And I can promise you it's not. Is there a world where we get both Anderson and Wharton? Can I dream? No, bro. You're looking at as conservative of an estimate as 60 million all the way to 100 for both players. And then man want a left winger and anything else the gaffer wants. Dream chasing, bro. It'd be amazing. Who would your captain be? What do you mean? What if Odegaard left? Magalhaes or Rice, innit? I reckon they give it Saka. But yeah, Max can improve his finishing. You're 16, 17. Work on that. Can we stop the quad talk? Listen, as long as you're all in all comps, naturally go for everything, innit? But yeah, we're not winning the quad, bro. Gigi, what have your neighbors said about your yelling during streams? Are they Arsenal supporters? Are they tune in? I don't know. I don't talk to them. Like, what are they gonna do? Do they pay bills in this house? Fuck off. Bar the goal Noni was rough. Man, like, bro. Like, I'm not having it. Why would I take him what Marcel's saying? I only say he's rubbish. He's just not someone I'm gonna draw out, bro. Like, shit, rubbish is Nelly and Jesus today. Noni, humble 5 out of 10. 6 by your own standards. You man went hell for level with a League One side. You should be ashamed. Yeah, because Liverpool have never failed. Go for it. It's magic of the FA Cup. Anyone could beat anyone. Why should we be ashamed of getting the win? Great stuff. Stop drinking alcohol, Marcel. You're moving mad. Not doing crash outs. We'll only watch DJ and a few balanced others for a few days to avoid clickbait drama. Appreciate you, man. Big up Timber as well. I'll stop dreaming of a quad when we're knocked out. Would you take Van der Ven when Spurs get relegated? I would. I do. I feel I overrated him because he was a player I watched in the Bundesliga. I'd rather take their young lad that's in the Bundesliga, the Croatian lad. I like him, but I think I overrated him. I think his pace gets him out of trouble a lot, and I think Spurs fans probably got trauma from that. I do think Van der Ven don't read the game as good as someone like him can. I think his pace gets him out of a lot of issues. Who was your best player? Did you watch the game? Who was the best player? Norgard for me. Some great, bro. There's still big sides in it. We need a left winger first. DG, Drossard, and Nelly got to go. I wouldn't sell both in the same window because then you need depth. One has to stay, bro. Because as much as I want people to go, and yeah, there's Wanyeri, there's Dowman, there's a lot of interchangeables, bro. It's all fun and games saying bring a left winger, do this and that. Cool. Many people want, and I'm not even saying this as an excuse. Just you can see that despite the depth, when we played Brighton, did we not obviously see Harry Menanus and Dowman start? We've seen Rice right back. We've seen Norgard centre half. We've seen players in and out the side, even with all of these numbers. And that's not us. That's just everyone. So that is my thing. Like the games are only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then many players have come off a few years ago playing in an international tournament. The last few years have been competing in mad things for club and country. The same thing's going to happen this year. Going into next year, you're going to need numbers. It's all fun and games saying sell Odegaard, sell Havertz, sell Marino, get rid of Trossard, get rid of Martinelli, bring in a left wing, but you're letting more go out than coming in. Now, I get it, quality over quantity and whatnot, but you need numbers. There's some man that a lot of man need in an ideal world. If life was black and white, there's certain man that are past their sell by date, but there might be some man. There might be 5 men that need to leave this football club. And we know in our heart, all 5 could go next summer or this summer coming up better yet. 3 might leave. And we might have to hold on to 2 and be a bit cute and clever. So, yeah, man. That's what I would say. It's so bad at left wing, I take Mudryk, the Uber driver. Hey, calm down. Man said, Van der Ven, you lot are smoking. You lot are all smoking the same weed as Nonny and the ref. Got to sell to buy better. Watch Trossard and Martinelli. I miss Iwobi, bring back Wolves. We always get defenders, so that's one spot. We definitely got to get at least 1 left winger, so 2 for sure, boys. Lock in. Man said, how much yellow cards you got for taking off your shirt for this season? Come on, you got it. To be fair, I probably would have served several match bans. I think it's all up in air with Wanyeri, man. I think if the manager's going to have a real conversation with him and say, listen, you're proper in my plans, not the